This video is specifically for my English teachers that are out there. Again, this video is specifically for my English teachers out there that have some interest in Power BI. Now, here's the deal. I already know. You went to school to be an English teacher. You love your profession. And at the end of the day, you're not tech savvy. I get it. So I want to let you know this, first and foremost. You don't have to quit your career. You can stay an English teacher. You can be an English teacher for the rest of your time in education, your career, whatever the case may be. But I have had questions from some of my friends that are English teachers, and they're saying, hey, I want to learn Power BI. I don't necessarily want to quit my profession. I don't necessarily even have to go after it for the six-figure opportunities. I'm just looking at it for something part-time when school is out and I can get some extra money during the summertime. Listen, I'm here to let you know off top, that is totally possible. That is totally possible because there are contracts out there. There are Power BI contracts out there that are 3-month contracts, 4-month contracts. So depending on when you get out of school, you can go right into working in the Power BI profession. Now, what I will tell you is this. You don't have to be tech savvy. You don't have to be tech savvy to be in Power BI, okay? To learn Power BI, to be good at Power BI. As a matter of fact, here's the deal. You don't have to be great in tech to be good at Power BI. I'm gonna say that again. You don't have to be great in tech to be good in Power BI. You just need to be willing to start over, to learn again. Now, you're an English teacher. So I'm almost positive that you are already ready and you understand that it's okay to start over, okay? Because that's what you do. You help people start from ground zero, no matter what grade they're in, no matter what level they are in their education. When they come into your classroom, you're telling them, hey, you're here and I'm gonna take you here. You're gonna start at the ground level and we're gonna go here, okay? So at the end of the day, baby, what I'm trying to tell you right now is if you want to get into Power BI and you want to get into Power BI, you don't necessarily want to quit your day job, but you want to be prepared to do something during the summertime or during the off time or even maybe after hours, because depending on the contract you get, you may be able to work after hours, right? I'm not even going to beat that. I'm not going to beat that dead horse. What I'm telling you is, there is an opportunity for you as an English teacher. I know you're saying, hey, I've been in my career, 10, 12, 13 years, maybe even 30 years, okay? But just because you've been in your career for 30 years doesn't mean that once you finish, that you don't really want to, that now you're just ready to drop dead and don't do anything else, right? Because you're set for life. Typically, that's not how that works, okay? It's not how it works. So, at the end of the day, what I want to tell you is this. Now, for me, myself, I wasn't an English teacher. But I was a teacher. I was in education at one point. Now, I've done a lot of things, okay? But right now, we're only talking about my educational side. I was in education at one point, okay? And loved what I did, and really appreciated the summertime. Okay, really appreciated the summertime when it was time for the kids to go home for the summer. And I was really excited when it was time to get that new class coming in for the fall. Okay, so I understand what you're saying. You're on the dig, I understand what you're saying. Now, here's the deal. If you want to get into Power BI and you're saying, hey, okay, Tarad, I get it, but at the same time, I'm not tech savvy. When I got into Power BI, I wasn't tech savvy either. Okay, I wasn't tech savvy. Can I turn the computer on? Yeah, right. But was I able to do some of the fancy things, some of the fancy tricks that you're able to do with Power BI? No, right. But there were some things I couldn't do with Excel and Word. And I use those every day. But just understand that all you have to do is be willing to learn. Be willing to learn and be willing to start over. Okay, be willing to learn again. You don't have to start your total career over, but just be willing to learn at the ground level and then and then be willing to say, hey, I'm going to take my skill set to the next level. Okay. Now, you say, well, I really don't understand, some of the things that I see in Power BI or that I hear this in Power BI. Listen, I'm going to use a tricky term right now. Don't shut me off. Don't lose me, right? Don't shut me off. But here's the deal. Data. I mean, that's a common term now. Now, a specific type of data is text. Now I got you, because you understand text. Being an English teacher, you understand what text is. That's nothing but letters. That's nothing but words. You understand what text is, okay? Now, where I'm going with that is Power BI is low code to no code. You could get into an opportunity to where you don't have to do any coding at all, but there are some opportunities where you may need to know some low coding, very low. We're not going to get into that. But what I'm saying is you do understand some parts of Power BI because you know what data is, you know what text is. And all text is letters and words. And in some cases it's even numbers, just depending on where you at, where we are in the process. But I'm not going to confuse that situation. I'm just going to say letters and words at this point. If I gave you a puzzle and I said you need to drag a letter into another group of letters in order to make a word, you just did a drag and drop, right? You drug a letter, where you did a drag of a letter into another group of letters, and it made it a word. Just think of it like a crossword puzzle, right? Say I wanted you to drag a word and drag it into a group of fragmented words that then would create a sentence. You're gonna grab a word and you're gonna drag it into a group of fragmented words and make a sentence. You just did a drag and drop. Same thing you do with Power BI. You drag and drop. Now, I'm not trying to oversimplify this thing. I'm not trying to oversimplify to say that's all you do, but that's the basics of what you do. Okay? You're going to drag and drop. You're going to drag words into an area, or you're going to drag dates into an area, or you're going to drag numbers into an area. It's just that simple. Right? So, when you say, hey, I'm an English teacher, but I really don't want to quit my day job because I really love what I do, but I really want to get into something where I can make a little bit more money during the summertime or during spring break, or maybe even part-time while I'm working, I may be able to pull off a contract or two. Totally possible. Okay? Is all it takes is you've got to believe in yourself. Okay? You've got to believe in yourself. You challenge your students every day, and you say, "Hey, I just need you to work, right? I need you to work harder." If you have a C student in your classroom, and I'm gonna call the C student Tyrone. You're gonna say, Tyrone, you come here every day, and you do very little, or you do minimal amount of work, and you get a C on everything. You got a C in my class. But if you did just a little bit more work, you could have a higher grade, right? And let's compare Tyrone to Shaniqua. We're gonna compare Tyrone to Shaniqua. Look at Shaniqua over here. She studies every day. She does all of her homework. She does a little bit more than what she does more, not a little bit more, but she does more than what's asked of her, expected of her. And she's got an A. She don't make all A's every time. Sometimes she gets a B. But every now and then, she can come to me and say, "Hey, I didn't get my homework done. Can I have a little bit more time?" Or I had a soccer match last night and I didn't have a chance to study for the quiz. Can you give me a little bit more time? I'm going to be a little bit more lenient with Shaniqua, Tyrone. So you need to do what she does. Now, you're not trying to compare Tyrone and Shaniqua. You're trying to compare work ethic. And you're saying, hey, if you do a little bit more, you can probably ask for a little bit more. And if you're interested in joining our free community, I encourage you to scan the QR code and join our free Power BI webinar. If you're interested in learning more about Power BI, you got some things you want to know, just having a community to be around is definitely a great place to be. We have a lot of information, a lot of insights, a lot of individuals that were just like you that are now movers and shakers in the Power BI community. I encourage you again to join our free community, scan the QR code, and join our free community. And we look forward to seeing you win next Thursday. What you're asking for, you're saying, hey, I want to make a little bit more money during the summertime when I'm off. I don't want to, because it's not guaranteed, but I want the potential to make a little bit more money during the summertime when I'm off. I want the potential to make a little bit more money during spring break when I'm off. What I'm saying is, if you want to make a little bit more, all you got to do is work a little bit harder. And just working that little bit harder is just putting a few extra minutes in every day to learn a skill set that you don't already know. Because it's very comfortable for you, or you're very comfortable in working as a school teacher, as being an English teacher. There's some things that you can do with your eyes closed. You can create that lesson plan, right? You can create that lesson plan. But to learn a new skill set, well, let me back. What I'm saying is you can create a lesson plan right now as an English teacher without thinking, because you've been doing it so long. Even if the school changed books, you change curriculum, you're still going to be able to create that lesson plan either with little or no thought, because it's just something that comes natural to you. You've been doing it for oh so long. Okay, you've been doing it for oh so long. I kind of like that oh so long. I might have to send it off and get that trademark. You've been doing it for oh so long. But to do something that's going to require you to learn something in order to have a totally different skill set, it's going to require you to do some studying. It's going to require you to do some extra work. It's going to require you to sacrifice you going out to happy hour with the girls, or going out to happy hour with the fellas after work, or at the end of the week to celebrate a long week that you guys have had, to put in a few extra minutes a day. Now, when I say a few extra minutes a day, I literally mean a few extra minutes a day. If you can just carve out 30 minutes of your day, and I'm not going to say every day. I'm going to say, let's take 2 days a week. Carve out two days a week and budget 30 minutes per day, 2 days a week, to learn Power BI. If you can carve out 30 minutes a day for 2 days a week to learn Power BI, that's just 1 hour. That's 1 hour a week that it would take you to learn Power BI. Now, I am going to say, I want to preference this with this. I'm not trying to oversell my course, or I'm not trying to do a shameless plug of my course, Power of the BI, where I teach individuals to learn Power BI from the very beginning to the end. I'm not trying to create a shameless plug for Power of the BI. What I'm going to tell you is, my course, Power of the BI, is a 32-week course. It's a 32-week course, which means if you carve out 1 hour a day, if you carve out 1 hour a week, in 32 weeks, you would have completed my course, Power of the BI, which would then have put you in a situation to where you could potentially be earning at a different level, or potentially putting yourself in position to get summer opportunities that otherwise wouldn't have been available to you. Now, let's break that down a little bit more. So if you take out 1 hour a week, and the course is a 32-hour course, or a 32-week course, that simply means that you could potentially complete the course and learn Power BI in 32 weeks. Now, 32 weeks is 4, 8, 16. That's actually 8 months. My course is designed for 4 months. It's a 16-week course. So it's designed for 4 months. But it would take you, just doing it at an hour a week, it would take you double the time, which is 32 weeks. So I'm sorry, I'm going crazy in here. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. You went to college to be an English teacher that probably took you 4 years to get your English degree. And you came out making X amount of dollars, and you're making X amount of dollars you're making now. Spending 32 weeks, which would be double the amount of time that I actually allocate for my course, you would be able to complete the course. And if you wanted to get a new job, if you wanted to enter a new profession, a new career, starting out making somewhere between $105,000 and $110,000 a year, you have that you have that privilege, you have that right. That would be an opportunity given to you, not given to you, but that would be an opportunity that you would have because of what you worked for. If you say, hey, I just want to get a 3 to 4 month contract. I just want to get a 3 to 4 month contract where I would be making somewhere between $47 and $55 an hour over the summer, right? Now that's going to come out to be somewhere around $105,000, $110,000 a year if it was on a yearly contract. But if you break that down over the course of the summer, you could probably make somewhere between, $30,000 to $35,000 over the course of the summer, right? I'm gonna say that again. You could probably make somewhere between $30,000 to $35,000 in a 3 to 4 month span over the summer, and then go back to your day job. Or if that's not what you're trying to do, and you're saying, hey, I am looking for a new way to pivot, or a new profession to pivot to, a new industry to pivot in, and I want to make just a little bit more money, that could be your out as well. Okay? But what I'm saying is, what I don't want you to feel like is that being an English teacher, because you're an English teacher, that does not give you the right, the privilege, or the opportunity to get into tech and to make some of this tech money that's hot out there right now. Okay? Now, the other thing is this. You're already in the teaching profession. Okay? And let's just say that you've taken that time, whether it be 4 months or whether it be 8 months, and you take that time and you learn Power BI. You learn this new skill set to this new tech skill set, right? Well, you may say, hey, yeah, I have this skill set, but I really don't want to do Power. I don't want to do the everyday nuances of Power BI, the developing reports and designing reports and talking to C-level guys and stakeholders and things like that. I really do like teaching. I like Power BI. I like having the option to pivot. I like the option of being able to do more, to have opportunities that I ordinarily wouldn't have as a summer profession or a spring break profession or an after hours profession, more so the summer, because contracts are probably going to be 3 to 4 months. I have seen some week contracts, okay? I've seen some contracts for a week. I don't necessarily trust them, but I've seen some that are out there. 3 to 4 months is not unheard of at all. And given what you do during the daytime, teaching, creating the lesson plans, dealing with the parents, dealing with the students, dealing with the administration, you're probably not trying to have a second job after hours. So right now, I'm just going to talk about summer jobs. I'm just going to talk about the summer. I'm going to say, hey, within 3 to 4 months over the summer, you can make somewhere between, $30,000 to $35,000 over the summer. Okay? Now, with that said, you may love teaching and you may love learning. And the learning you have just learned could be Power BI. The learning you have just learned could be Power BI, but you love learning and you love teaching. And the way that you can combine the two is training. There are companies out there, corporate companies. out there that need trainers. And they need trainers that can not just train their teams, not just train their departments, but train the entire company on Power BI. I'm gonna say it a different way. Power BI is a new technology that's being widely and fastly accepted within corporate entities. Everyone within those entities does not have the Power BI acumen. You as an English teacher, an educator, you're already in position of teaching people, not just little people, but any people. You're already in position to teach. You already understand the process it takes in order to build out a successful lesson plan on a daily basis. You're creating lesson plans on a daily basis. So basically, as a trainer within corporate America, if you decided to go corporate, you would be able to create lesson plans to teach individuals within the company Power BI. That skill set that took you 4 to 8 months to learn, now you're teaching it. Now, here's the trick. Here's the trick. Those rates, those hourly rates that I was throwing out, that's still pretty, you're still in that hourly rate ball game, because the value of what you know has to be and is still going to be appreciated. So that I want to say about $47, $48 an hour to about $55 an hour, I believe that's somewhere, I don't have my calculator in front of me. Let me look at my calculator. I believe that is somewhere between 40, I think that's somewhere between $105 to $110,000 a year. Let's see, calculator, and 47 times 2080. That's $97,760. So that's on the low end. Let's see, let's just say 105,000. What is that? So it's $50 an hour for 105,000 times 2080. That's 115,000. So I'm going to say about $55 an hour. 57 times 2080. No, 52 times 2080. 53 times 2080. Okay, so somewhere between $50 to $53 an hour. You'd be making $50 to $53 an hour. I don't know what you're making as a teacher, right? You could be making that amount depending on where you are in the country. You could not be making that amount depending on where you are in the country. But at the end of the day, there are going to be opportunities out there. If you learn Power BI and you say, hey, I love what I do, I love teaching, and I'm going to stick with the profession of what I know, what I love. I just like learning new things. Hey, don't just take learning new things such as Power BI and don't do anything with it. What you want to do is you want to be able to take those new things that you learn and you want to be able to apply that to the profession that you love so much. Similar to, let's say that you were in the classroom and, I don't know, say that there's a senior level teacher with a department level teacher. So the department head is about as high as you're going to get to go without becoming the principal of the school. Okay, that's okay. That's fine and dandy. But understand that with Power BI, the sky is the limit. Depending on what you want to do, you can use that to, become a person within the business end of the educational arena because you just want to stay in education, but you may not want to just stay in the classroom. I mean, you may want to go into the tech side of education because you don't want to stay in the classroom, or you may want to be in the classroom and you just want to get, be able to get summer contracts as you may. At the end of the day, the only thing I want to say that I really want to bring across, I think one of those. Anyway, what I really want to say is, there is no such thing as just an English teacher. You're not just an English teacher. you are an English teacher. You're one of the best English teachers that are out there. And just because you want to go out there and enhance your skill sets and learn tech behind what you already have in education is not a bad thing. Just because you may want to go to another level of education and not just be in the classroom is not a bad thing. It's okay if you want to take the Power BI skill set and create a data analytics department within your school system, if you can bring that across to your principal or to the school board or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, there is a skill set that is out there that's for you that you can learn. And the reason why I know you can learn it is because I teach it, right? I teach it. And some of my best students have been teachers. Some of my best students, I'm going to say it again, have been teachers at all levels, at the preschool level, at the elementary level, at the middle school level, at the high school level, at the junior college level, at the college level. I have teachers that I have taught that are PhDs, okay? It does not matter, right? What I'm telling you is, I'm not trying to do the shameless plug thing on my course, Power of the BI. But what I would say is this: if you are an English teacher and you're interested in learning Power BI, I will give you 2 weeks free. I will give you 2 weeks free, no cost. Okay, I just want you to try. If you're interested, I just want you to try it out because it's very important to me that you give yourself the best opportunity available. Now, here's the trick. Because everybody says there's nothing free. That's absolutely correct. Here's the thing. In order to get because I don't even teach everybody Power BI. There are certain things you got to do before I would even teach you Power BI. Right? Well, let me back up. There are several things that you'd have to do in order to get into my course, Power of the BI, right? To get into my course Power of the BI is an $8,000 course, right? In order to even get into Power of the BI, you have to already have taken my free webinar. You have already had to have taken my free webinar. You have already had to watch 5 of my YouTube videos. You have to watch 5 of my free YouTube videos. You have to you have to attend my free webinar, and you have to attend my 5-day challenge. Okay. If you have not watched 5 of my free YouTube videos, if you have not attended my free Power of the BI webinar, and if you have not attended my 5-day challenge, we don't even talk about my course. Okay? We don't even talk about the course because we just don't. I'm not even gonna get into that. So what I'm telling you is everything that's out there that I'm giving you right now is free. I have hundreds of videos on YouTube. Watch them. Watch at least 5 of them. If you're not excited, if you don't want to learn Power BI at that point, that's okay. Watch 5 of my free YouTube videos. They're all out at Power of the BI. My videos are out there at Power of the BI. Power of the BI. My YouTube videos are out there at Power of the BI. Watch 5 of them for free, no cost. Just go to YouTube and go to Power of the BI and watch 5 of my videos. The other thing is my webinar. All you have to do is attend my free webinar. If you want to attend my free webinar, comment webinar. Comment WEBINAR. Comment webinar. It's a free webinar. Okay? That's all you have to do. Then we'll talk about if you're ready to join in on my Power of the BI course. Right? I don't waste time with anyone in the Power of the BI. It is. Now, you don't have to finish it in 4 months. It may take you 8 months. It may take you 12 months, but you still gotta, that be on the grind, baby. That means be on the grind. Anyway, that's enough of today. That's enough of me being on my soapbox and not wanting English teachers to feel as if they are being left out in this tech race. So with that said, This has been a great video. At least I think so anyway. And thank you for joining in. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video.